Okay, this is annoying. Um, I'm recording this after the fact. In fact, I'm recording this for the second time after the fact. So what you're seeing is me actually playing the game when I originally played it. But me speaking is not. It turned out that apparently OBS wasn't recording at all. Wasn't recording my mic at all. Yeah, quite annoying. And Windows just wasn't picking it up. My USB audio interface wasn't being picked up at all. And yeah, like I said, this isn't the first time I've recorded this commentary. So I noticed that I then recorded commentary after I thought I'd sorted out the mic problems. But then it turned out it was using my internal mic, which sounds awful. And I was like, I can't use that, so I'm just recording it again for a second time. Yeah, annoyingly, this means you're not going to see or hear. You're not going to hear my first impressions of each of the puzzles and how I went about solving them, but at least you'll see it, and hopefully that has like enough information in it. So this puzzle, comb over. So clearly it's all about releasing that red box. And to release that red box, I need to fill in all the gaps that are in the blue line. It starts off with 5 gaps in it, I think. And I have this mechanism of creating a bunch of blue blocks at the beginning and then dropping them in. And like the thing that it feels like I need to do is like keep one of those blue blocks up there and then push it in, and then maybe I can race down and beat the red block before it falls. But turns out no, this game is not a game of timing challenges. And it's good. I guess it's good to go into it knowing that. I remember, so when I played The Witness, back when it came out, there's a puzzle in that if you don't necessarily trust the game enough and think that maybe there might be a timing, like I need to run really fast between these 2 bits, you could get stuck just thinking that. And so that's a kind of a problem. Like people go into games with assumptions about what they're going to have to do. And with The Witness, I went in not really having many assumptions, but now I know that it's a very well-designed game, and it's not the kind of game that would throw a silly timed running like an action bit in the middle of a puzzle. And there's a clever way of working that out, and that's true with this one. I don't have to race as fast as possible to the other side. What am I thinking about at this point? Yeah, so I've already established that I can make 6. This is me establishing that I can make 6 blocks if I just don't use the left skull. If I shift over slightly, I can make 6 blocks to the 5. But still, I've got the same problem. I've got a block at the top that I can push onto the blues, but I can't race down and touch the red before it's already fell in that hole. So one of the other things I'm thinking about is I think I've probably already been doing it, but can I put a blue block in the hole at the bottom to hold the red up so that I can touch the red? But then the problem is the blue box at the bottom. But I need all the blue blocks to be touching to disappear so that the red can be free. So that's not going to work. And I think at this point I'm thinking more about, can I actually drop a red block? If I could drop a single red block, I could put that in that hole at the bottom. When the other red block falls down, it'll land on top of it, so they'll be too high, and I'll be able to touch the top of them with the rest of the red stuff. But it seems like maybe now I've abandoned that idea a bit. Then I do this, and I don't notice the solution yet, I don't think. I'm thinking like, is there a way of me carrying this around and pushing it in through the bottom? Or I guess I can drop that down there, but then it's too far away from the rest of the blue. How am I going to do it? It's a clever trick though, I really like this puzzle. It teaches you something very important that comes up in some of the other puzzles. I think in at least one more in in this session. Okay, yeah. So also this was an hour-long session, which will be 2 videos. So yeah, both this one and the next one are going to be just me commentating over the top. Hopefully that's okay. Obviously it's not quite as good as hearing the original thought process. So here I am. Oh, this is me taking a break. I need to skip ahead. Okay, here we are. Back in action, wiggling around. What are we going to do? Probably try a few things we already tried before. We're back to making 5 blocks. 6 blocks, yep. Obviously I'm not going to have loads to say. And to be honest, even in the actual recording, I'm pretty sure most of the time I'm just going, cut noises like that. So you're not missing out on much. Instead you just get me rambling about crap forever. Yeah, I think I'm still thinking about, is there some way of making like weird sets of blocks that would help me here? But no, I need at least 5 blue blocks to fall into those gaps. Right? I think the idea comes to me pretty soon. It might be around now. The key is that... What's the rule? The rule is that I guess not quite yet, the blocks disappear once all of the swans of the same colour are joined together. Once all the ones that are here are joined together. So I think I've had the idea there. I had the idea. So what if I bring one down and get rid of it? Now all the remaining of them are still joined. Very clever. That is a really good puzzle. I'm appreciating it even after seeing it 3 times. Action at a distance. Ooh. Spooky action at a distance. So yeah, this one. I think I went into this one not really thinking a lot about what's even going on, what I'm trying to do. I just started poking around and kind of just doing, like, if you just kind of do what the level tells you to do, like what it's communicating to you to do. Obviously it's wrong, otherwise it'd be too easy, but that's often what I end up doing at the beginning, not really thinking about it much. But yeah, ultimately my goal here is to get that red block on the left side down and out of that area. I don't think I've even thought about that yet. I'm just poking around. But clearly there's a setup here where I could shine that laser through the mirrors to hit the stuff. There is a problem though. The problem being... Come on. Yep. Problem being that I hit the lock and the conveyor belt switch at the same time, and you see the conveyor belts that the red block is on, that needs to come down, they're in the same direction. So what really needs to happen is the lock needs to disappear first, or the door needs to disappear first, then the conveyor belt needs to change like a step afterwards, so that it'll move left on the second conveyor belt, and then the blocks will come out and land outside the area. So that's tricky. Clearly the level is set up to make me think I need to do this kind of shape that I'm doing. I guess I'm going to try it a few more times just to see what's going on. Just to give myself some time to think. Obviously I'm realising that's not going to work. Taking a long, hard break to think about what could I do next? What am I doing? Just wiggling around a bit. It takes me so long to figure out puzzles, doesn't it? How does anybody watch me? Come on, just figure it out. It's easy. Just push that there, and yeah, you're done. Easy. Okay, I'm just gonna try it again, apparently. I guess I'm just reasoning about, like, what happens there and what I need to happen in a certain order. And dying. Good job. So here's, I think, the next observation, at least soon, after I've finished experimenting with that. Next observation is that I can... Am I going to do it? I think I'm going to do it, yes. So I can bring stuff down the right passage. Like, I don't need to do what the puzzle's clearly telling me I should do. I can take stuff down the other way. Yes. And join these up like that, because if you observe, having two mirrors on top of each other like that is actually another way of reflecting the laser to hit the thingamabob. The conveyor toggle thing. What is that icon meant to be? It's like a orangish circle surrounded by a yellowish semicircle. Okay, so at this point I'm having this theory about this shape. Which is an interesting idea, because I was thinking that maybe the way the ordering happens is maybe the lock gets toggled first and then the mirrors will activate. And the laser would shoot through, because before the issue was that the laser was shooting through all at once and hitting both of the things. Whereas now I was thinking, well, maybe if I hit the lock with one bit, but the laser hits hit the lock with a block, and hit the toggle with the laser, maybe the timing works out. But no, as you can see, that does not work. And at this point, I think I'm also thinking about... What am I thinking about? At this point, I'm trying to think, could I do them in a different order, and would that somehow help me? Like, I'm thinking, can I put that block at the bottom somehow? So yeah, I'm thinking like, oh, if I could lift that over and push it round, I could bring that down to the bottom, and then somehow get the other mirror on top of it, and have the non-mirror block at the bottom of the tower. And I had some idea about how that would help me. Would that help me? Not really, would it? So I probably shouldn't have kept doing this for so long. It doesn't take me much longer though to get to the truth. I think, okay, so my next line of thinking at this point was that I was thinking, are there other shapes I could make? Like, could I make something that would somehow latch onto that wall where the laser's hitting and be able to hit the lock all at the same time? Like, was there some way I could push something that, yeah, just like, is there some sequence of falling and the mirrors being in front of the lasers that I could make happen that would work? At some point here I end up playing around with the fact that I can drag, I can click and drag. Yeah, it's about here. Well, so I think I start explaining something. Look, here's a laser, this is a laser, here's some conveyor belts, here's the background of the level, and look, what a lovely level. And yeah, then I realised I can actually move the thing around by dragging, have some fun doing that. And at this point, I'm actually using my touch screen, but you can still see my cursor, so it doesn't look like I am. But I was using touch screen, and it worked, which is always fun to see. But it's a bit more tedious than actually just clicking with the mouse. Oh, not clicking with the mouse, using the keyboard. I think it was like one swipe per movement, so it could get quite like you'd have to do a lot of swiping. Or maybe you can hold it, I didn't try that. So yeah, at this point I'm thinking, okay, if I don't, like maybe that mirror there is not a red herring. Maybe it's actually part of the solution and I can't skip it. Or maybe it is. I'm just like going back and forth between those two ideas. I don't think I can think of another way that I could actually use that mirror that's there, like the fixed mirror, that isn't what I did at the start. And for this puzzle, I think I sort of stumbled into the solution a little bit accidentally. Probably happens in just a moment. I think I start thinking, okay, let's just bring them back down again. Oh no, I do that again. Just try at the beginning idea again. I guess just to see if there's possibly anything I might be missing about this. Is there some like subtle change I can make that would make this work? And I can't think of anything. So I go back to like bringing stuff down. Yeah, this is me saying, look, there's so much space here. Clearly this is intended to bring a block back down. So I do. Well, I do in a second. So bring that down first. I don't want to join them horizontally, that would be no good, that wouldn't help. So let's just drop you. And yeah, I think this is around where I stumble into what the solution will be. Don't do that. Yep. Connect these up. Do I just do this again? What do I do? I just do this again. And of course it doesn't work, just like last time. But again, I'm thinking, oh, there are alternatives I could do. In fact, there is an alternative I could do this time, which is not to bring that other block down at all. Because actually the laser will point that way, and this is where I'm stumbling into the solution. Like, the first push, the top laser hits the lock. The second push, the two lasers together hit the conveyor belt, and I've managed to bring the thing down. So first laser, there we go. If I time it right, hit the lock, then I hit the conveyor. Lock, conveyor. Come on, time it right. There we go. And the block comes all the way down. Beautiful. Problem is, that block is now stuck in that little corner, so how do I rejoin everything to it? I can at the very least... Oh, come on. Again. I can at the very least get these two blocks onto that grey block that's left over down there. Yep, there we go. So I'm like, okay, maybe I can bring that other block down, join them together, and then maybe somehow lift it all up to touch the other block. But I have some troubles. Right there, too far away from the wall for this to attach to them. I could push them to the right and then push that down, but then they'd be stuck in the bottom right corner, or I can do it this way around for some reason, and they're stuck that way around. But it's alright. I realise if I just am careful about which grey blocks I get rid of, I don't have a problem at all. So I repeat the process and avoid getting rid of too many things. There. And then I accidentally go through them. There we go. Ow. One of these times. Yep. I do something silly and I come all the way back. Just to set that up. Even though I could have done that a bit later anyway. Because I'm going to be coming back down that way anyway. But I push that. Yeah, okay, I set it up so I could push that down from the top. That makes sense. And we can connect them up. Hurrah! That's cool. So yeah, look at these hard levels. They seem to be a bit sparse all over the place. non-renewable. It's the last one of this half-hour video. This is a cool one. I don't know why I leave again. I guess, yeah, to talk about whether 50% is the normal levels, but it's not. I can tell you that already, and you can work it out from the maths. Each one is about 2%. I think it might be a little bit less than 2%. I'm not sure actually. Wait, no, it must be more than 2%. Otherwise 25 would be exactly halfway. So maybe they're 2 point something percent. Yeah, there are 25 levels in the normal area. Okay, so non-renewable. Obviously, first observation says BP, which I'm unsure if that is meant to be a reference to British Petroleum. Is this some statement about oil disasters or the use of non-renewable fuels? Maybe. So the premise here is that I want to drop that blue block to join onto the blue line, and I don't want to die in the process. Doing that's not particularly complicated, like getting the blue block to fall. So I start working at that in just a moment. So I can just connect all these shapes up. Yeah, the confusing thing in this level is like all these shapes at the top, which I realise now are actually symmetrical, except for the skull replacing one of the red blocks. But like, yeah, how am I supposed to be connecting them up? What's the point here? So I just sort of connect them up, and then I make them cover the locks, and I go in that room. I guess I just want to see what happens and visualise it in my mind. Obviously I get locked in that room and the blue block falls, but the red's in the way, so we have a problem there. I don't really know what I'm doing here, I'm just sort of doing it again, but with all the red blocks there. So we have at least one problem, which is that the red's in the way and the blue can't hit the red. But then the other problem is that the red box that I'm going into is nowhere near the red stuff outside. So how are we going to make them join to disappear? So this is where we're reusing the premise that was taught to me in Comb Over, which is that, well, one way to make the reds disappear is to delete all the other reds. Unfortunately, there's a bunch of skulls below the blue line. So I think around this point I'm realizing what I want to do is I want to set up the reds so that there's the same number of red blocks as there are skulls in the same column. So here I am making like, or at least beginning to make the right shapes. So here I'm thinking those three could be the three on the right of the P. And I could drop this down. That could be like, I'm not even thinking about shape here, I'm just thinking about number. So that's like 2 in the middle, 3 on the right. I need one more to, no, I need 5 on the left, so I need 3 more on the left. But then I realise I can just quite easily make a B shape, which fits quite nicely. It's a reflection of the P. And then I realise I can probably make the same shape over here as well. Seemingly doesn't use one of the blocks, but oh well. There we go, done, right? Well, no, because I still need to hit that lock. Like, that would be good in terms of the number of blocks, but the lock needs to be hit at the same time. So I need to make a shape that hits both of those. So here's where I start thinking, do I need to make a P shape then? Problem with making a P shape is the U I've got, this U shape on the left, obviously is going to be part of the circle of either a B or a P. If it's going to be the circle at the top of a P, then I need to lift it up somehow, but I can't lift it up because there's nothing to lift it up by. And if I did attach something to the side of it to lift it up by, that thing that's sticking out of it isn't part of the letter, and so it would be in the wrong position. Like if I stuck a block to the right hand side or the left hand side of the U shape, neither a B nor a P has that in it, and so we'd have one extra block, which would be problematic. We'd have an extra block sticking out into a column that has no skulls in it. So yeah, let's point at the U. Yep. U, B, P, indeed. Indeed, you're figuring it out, aren't you? Aren't you clever? Yeah, and you gotta hit the locks. Yeah. Wow. And I'm pointing at that one, I don't remember why. Not sure quite when I realise it, but at some point I realise, well, actually I could just make a hook on the side. I think it's about now, actually. I'll probably get rid of that grey block, yep, and let it drop. Now I've got a little thing I can lift up. And then my theory is that actually I can get rid of that little tag with the skull. So in fact the one that's at the top is not one that I destroy the skull, instead the little tag that I've made to lift this thing around is the thing that I actually destroy in the skull. And then for a bit I'm like, oh, that's annoying, the red block's in the way. I think at this point I'm still thinking about it being a B shape, even though I'm thinking about lifting it up, so I'm just a bit confused. So I'm still thinking about that 2 that I'm dropping there as being on top of the U shape, or the U shape of the hook now. But obviously that's wrong, because I want it to be underneath. But then I think I realised that in just a moment. Yeah, I think I dropped that now. I dropped the 2 blocks. Here we go. Oh, sure. Are we going to drop it? No. We're just going to exercise this. Lift it up a little bit. There we go. Boom. Dropped. And then I realise, oh, that's not in the right position. I can't push that any further. I'm hitting the grey block. So I'll push this a bit to the left. Then I accidentally make a 4. I remember doing this. I lift up a little bit more. And the problem is, the stuff's still in the way, so I just go and decide to make the B now. There we go. Pushed it too far. There we go for the B, but I still need to go and push that B over a little bit so I can do this. To make a bit of space, there we go. Now I can get rid of the little tag. Come on. Come on. There we go. Yep. And finally fill in the top of the P. And we're basically done. Watch it, it's going to be beautiful. What? What? Way! Cool. 51%, so yeah, clearly 25 is way more than half. 24 digger, you'll see this next time. But yeah, this next set is going to have commentary as well, because I lost the audio for all of the hour I was playing, sadly. I guess I've learnt my lesson though. Make sure I check the audio. I've heard of this being a problem for people who do Let's Plays. It's always the audio that ends up messing up. Yeah, next time I'm going to basically, for the rest, every time I record anything ever, I'm going to be double checking the levels, make sure they're showing up. Okay, we've seen too much of this level now. You'll see it next time. Okay, bye.